Alright, just so I can have some content on this channel. I know it's not my normal fire alarms and siren stuff. I do have some fire alarm stuff planned, but once again I'm gonna bore you guys with my home smoke alarm collection. And mainly what I'm doing is I'm gonna be start filming like some of the more newer ones I get, especially they're a little bit more interesting. And what I'm gonna start with actually is, I guess, an uncommon to rare home smoke alarm from early 80s. I just got it, actually just got it yesterday. I know you're thinking, oh, that's nothing special. Looks like a First Alert SA77D. Those are a dime a dozen. Well, it's not in First Alert. I mean, it's not an SA67D. Obviously, it's a First Alert. This is actually an SA76RD. Now, I know it looks like your first gen SA67D. There's the tag. Of course, in any early 80s, mid 80s, I think pretty much all 80s First Alerts were made by Pitway. And this actually cost me absolutely nothing. Well, not quite nothing. It actually cost me a second generation SA67D, which I'm okay with. I got a few of them. So, open this up. Now, as you see, of course, there's your piezo. What makes this special is the sensor. That's what makes it the rare / uncommon. Now, this sensor, I didn't even realize the piezo is kind of scratched up. I don't know how the hell that happens. Huh. Well, doesn't matter. Now, this sensor, I believe, I want to say sometime, early 80s regardless. Early to mid 80s before they redesigned the sensor. Once again, because First Alerts had several different sensors, which I'll show momentarily. But this particular one is known in the smoke alarm collecting community as the false alarm sensor, because these large ports you see in it are prone to having debris in it and causing false alarms. Now, this is probably also the last, either the last, or I'm gonna close this without breaking it. This is probably like one of the last, or the last First Alert model to use the SA76. SA76 insert model number behind that. Now, a little bit of history on how I got this alarm. Now, you're noticing that there is paint all over it. This alarm is obviously used, and I actually got this from my sister's new apartment, and she just moved in this past weekend as of shooting this video, which is October 3rd at this point. Check the iPad and see if I'm right. Come on. I am right. So I picked this up on Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. Today's Thursday, now it's after midnight. I picked this up on Tuesday. Now, as I mentioned, my sister moved into a brand new apartment. An older apartment. Older house. House needs work, and the house is gonna get worked on, which, my sister and brother-in-law, and probably me somehow, are gonna help with that. But anyway, the house didn't have any smoke alarms at all. At all. So I went out and bought her 2 brand new SA303s. And she was quite happy I chose First Alert. Really, really happy I chose First Alert. So, I got those installed, and I had to help her move a older than dirt washer and dryer down to her basement. And I happened to look up the top of the basement stairs, and there this was. So after I figured, I looked at it while she was, you know, getting ready to get the, to start the move of the washer and dryer. I looked up at the alarm through the cover, and I saw the sensor. May I help you, cat? Meow. Sorry, my cat, for some reason, decided that she wanted attention very briefly. I apologize for the meowing. She's in a mood tonight. Oh, quiet. So, anyways, I saw this, and after I got everything moved and cleaned up the puddle of water that came out of the drain of the washer, oops, all over her hardwood floor. She was not too happy with me about that for a second, but once she finally calmed down, which didn't take long, I asked her about this. She was quite surprised there was one up there. And, yeah. She told me I could have it as long as I replace it. And, yeah. So, that's how I got it. And, like I said, as being on a ceiling, someone repainted the ceiling and slopped paint all over the outside of the lid, which I'm real glad the whole thing's not painted. So, the paint layer is actually kind of thick. You can see some thick drips, so I don't know about... It looks like there's little itty-bitty pieces of, textured ceiling popcorn. So, I don't know how I'm going to clean that off. I'll figure it out because I don't want to damage it. So anyways, as I mentioned, this was one of the last, maybe the last, to use the SA76 model, insert lettering. So, obviously, probably one of the first to use it, we got the SA76RS. Which we all know, from mid to late 70s, all the way up until like early 80s. Then you had the SA76RC, which has a completely different sensor. I was mentioning about the sensors First Alert used over the years. Started off, of course, they had a coffin-shaped sensor. And obviously this one has a mechanical horn. And we switched over to piezo, and the older piezos had slots, bigger slots right here versus the 3 holes. But they had a bigger sensor, and the test button was still on a little metal arm right there, like it is on the 76RS. And we just short out on the sensor. Now, make sure I don't mix up these covers. You know these covers do fit. Obviously later on, they used SA67, which this uses the cover. Come on, there we go. Uses the cover. Same cover as I mentioned as the SA76RS. But the insides are exactly the same as the 76RC. Except the 67 has a white dome test button, of course, but You've already explained that in another video. Now I guess this one came out at some point, as you saw. You know, you've seen it with you just saw it with a false alarm sensor. And they improved the sensor and came up with the 67D. Which of course has the plastic sensor, which they still use today. And yeah, and as you can see, the SA76RD is on the left, and the 67D is on the right, and they are identical. Just redesigned sensor. Hey, that's what the RD stands for, redesign. I have no idea what those ending letters stand for. Anywho, so that babbled on enough. I'm sure you're going to find out, does it work? Well, I'll show you in a second. Alright, I have moved into my testing chamber, aka my bathroom. Because with it being late at night, I don't want to wake my wife up. She's got the bedroom door cracked open. Plus the cat, it's just the cat's up there. I don't want to scare the shit out of her and get attacked. My next door neighbor's not home. She's not going to complain. So, anyways, put a battery in this thing. Also, fun fact, the battery that was in this thing when I pulled it down was not only dead as a doornail, it was old. This is Best Buy 2010. So there's a 9-year-old battery in it. Put this phone down for half a second here. Alright. It's not gonna beep. There. It's in. Close the cover again. I hate that loud clicking. I think I'm gonna break it. Alright, so it is powered. And I don't know if the LED will blink, but here we go. It is incredibly loud in here. Wow, my ears are ringing. Hope I didn't max out the mic on my phone. I doubt it. But as you can see, it works. I have no idea if it'll detect smoke. I have not attempted to smoke test it, and I'm not going to do that right now. So there we go. It works. I'm satisfied. Very satisfied. Told my sister that it still worked, and she just sort of rolled her eyes and said, well, you must be happy. Go sneak into her house in the middle of the night and set this thing off while my brother-in-law and my nieces aren't home. Anywho, so that is my latest acquisition. Like I said, just trying something new with the, with the channel. Nothing newish, but yeah, whenever I get another home smoke alarm, I'll like new smoke alarm, I'll feature it. And let me guys know if you guys are liking this, not liking this. Obviously, I'll still do my fire alarm tests and siren tests when I can. And the car's in a lot better shape. Still got a little ways to go if I can go to anywhere exciting. Anywho, I said that is my first Alert SA76RD, and yeah, we'll one more test before I go. Alright, that's enough. And yeah, we'll catch you guys later.